Hello, this is Sarah Percy for VitaFoods Europe. I'm here with Gelita, the Germany headquartered, globally reaching leader in collagen peptides, which is actually a term that it invented many decades ago. I'm joined today by Martin Walter. Hello, Martin.
Good morning, Sarah.
He's the category manager for healthy aging and sports nutrition at Gelita. So welcome.
Thank you.
I'm quite interested to learn about your new innovation, because I understand that you've been engaged in very sort of targeted solutions for different areas of the body. And more recently, you've made a foray into sports nutrition. So could you tell me a little bit about, is it Peps Endure, your new innovation?
Absolutely, yeah, that's correct. So our latest innovation is Peps Endure. We have recently launched it, so end of last year. And it's the first collagen peptide that actually targets endurance sports. So Peps Endure is meant to improve endurance performance in athletes, can be runners, triathletes, swimmers, so different kind of sports, and enhancing the endurance performance in those different disciplines. For us, we already were active in sports nutrition for a couple of years, looking at joint health, looking at tendon ligaments, also looking at how to change body composition. And this is now for us really the first step to go into endurance sports. And this was also triggered by the pandemic, when gyms were closed in many countries, and people went into outside sports, went for running in the woods and the countryside. And this is how we saw that there is an opportunity for us to position collagen peptides in that area. But of course, as Gelita, we always back it up with science. So that's where we conducted several clinical studies as well.
I see, yes. So could you tell me a little bit more about those clinical studies and indeed the kind of benefits that they offer, through such supplementation to athletes and other sports enthusiasts?
Yeah, absolutely. So we conducted, at the first place, we conducted 2 clinical studies, one in women, one in men. And the age group was about 18 to 40 years old. The setup of both studies was quite similar. So they were placebo-controlled, randomized trials, so high clinical standards. And the main parameter in those studies was a 400-meter track, 1 hour time running. So they were running for 1 hour, and we measured how much more they can run within this 1 hour after 3 months. So running 3 times a week. First there was a 10 minutes warm-up, resistance exercise included as well. And then it continued with this running. And actually we saw great results out of this. So we saw that the women were able to run 330 meters more compared to the placebo group after those 3 months. And in the men it was even 660 meters more. And this can really make a difference. If you are an athlete and want to improve your time in the next triathlon, in your next marathon, this would mean that in your age group, maybe you end up being first instead of fifth in the next one. So this is a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely. It really does sound it. So, obviously the sports nutrition market is a swiftly expanding space at the moment. What kind of key attributes do you see as being, a key factor in terms of Peps Endure's appeal to consumers?
When you look into the endurance space today for sports nutrition, what you see there is electrolyte products, carbohydrates. So this is what usually is taken when you are running a long distance, or when you're participating in a triathlon. You would take a gel that energizes you, gives you energy for the next kilometers or miles to end your run. What Peps Endure does is actually slightly different. It is adaptively changing your muscular tissue. It is helping you to maximize your trainings. And it's really, I would describe it as a training partner, something which you take every day, which is helping you to maximize your training effect. And by this, in 3 months' time, perform better during your next competition.
Yes. And what would you say differentiates your product on the market, and what kind of opportunities do you envisage that it offers to brand owners?
Yeah, I think we are the first collagen peptide, as I mentioned, that is positioning in that way. We have a very specific profile, which we know that works in the body, which is triggering the effects that we want to see in the muscle, but also in the connective tissue. And that's basically leading to the effects that we see. Confirmed also in the studies where not only the running distance was measured, but also several metabolic diagnostic parameters. We measured, for example, the lactate threshold. So how long can the athletes stay in a phase where they can perform at higher speed for a longer time without the lactate accumulating in the muscle. So this is something we measured as well. We looked at heart rate. So keeping heart rate at a low level with a higher intensity of exercise. So this is a key parameter for many athletes as well. And there we saw great results with Pept Enduro.
That's amazing. Well, it certainly sounds like an interesting product and one that's made substantial gains, for athletes, hopefully. So, thank you very much for telling me a bit more about that, and indeed for joining us today. And enjoy the rest of your show.
Thanks, Sarah.